This is Eagle Owl, and today we're going to talk about Zack Baun. Is he ready to take that leadership role? Also, Cam Jurgens is not a top 10 center. We're going to talk about that. And lastly, Spags. Give Jalen Hurts his props, but let's get straight into it. All right, man, before we get into the topics, I want to say congratulations to Jalen Hurts. So, Jalen Hurts is officially married. There are reports out there that he was like kind of mad. It was some drones and stuff taking pictures of his wedding, and he wanted it really private because that seemed like the type of guy Jalen Hurts is. But unfortunately, or fortunately, Jalen Hurts has hit the megastar type of presence now, covering magazines, winning Super Bowls or going to the Super Bowl. The ladies love him. I mean, there's going to be paparazzi around you, and you the top quarterback on one of the most popular teams. It's just going to happen. I'm sorry, it invades your privacy, but I guess this what comes with the fame. You know, a lot of people want the money, but not the fame, man. No privacy at all. It sucks, but again, congratulations to Jalen Hurts. So speaking of Jalen Hurts, Spagnolia, like he had to give Jalen Hurts his props because he was saying like the running quarterbacks are very hard to game plan against. He even mentioned a certain play in the Super Bowl, but let me play this clip.
And we had some pretty good battles. But I will say this, these quarterbacks nowadays that run and pass, and Travis, it seems like we see them every week. Do you know what I mean? To me, they're so if you got the quarterback that's smart and intelligent, can get you in and out of a bad play or into a good one, that can throw the football and that can run it. And they're in this league
Yeah,
It's
now,
deadly,
and there
man.
seem to be more and more. To me, that is simply the toughest challenge. You can double a wide out. I mean, listen, if it's the running back and you want to overcommit, you could take away a running back for certain periods. But when the quarterback can do all of that, yeah,
that's what I always felt. And listen, I think Saquon deserves all the credit he can get. But I've said this multiple times. When you have a running quarterback, it forces the defense to play it honest. They can't cheat to get those numbers right.
no question.
Where are you going to give at? You got to be in some place where we're going to have leverage, and that has opened up so much for the Eagles and in my time there. And it's the same thing. It's happened across the league with Lamar. It's even Josh Allen, like all these guys. Yeah, they're all doing it.
Patrick does it. Listen, when you third down to me, I love third down. We take a lot of pride in third down. And to me, when you can win third down, you got a pretty good chance of keeping the points low. When you win third down on offense, you're going to score points. And when you add to defending on third down that the quarterback can pick it up with his legs for 7 or 8, that makes it really hard. Because there's certain things you can't do and open up a lane for Josh Allen to take off and get 8. Or, Jalen did it in the Super Bowl. I thought we had really good coverage. You get the perfect coverage, but he finds a pass rush lane and boom, he's a first down because he gets it with his legs. Those are the challenging guys.
Well,
Look, while a lot of these fanboys don't like to give Jalen Hurts his props, the real coaches see it. The real fans see it. Jalen Hurts is that guy. He's hard to stop. He's changing the game, in my opinion. You know what I think it is? Sometimes a lot of people thought Jalen Hurts' style could never win a Super Bowl. Listen to his old haters at the time, or the haters now. Jalen Hurts will never win the Super Bowl because he don't throw enough, or he don't play like like a Joe Burrow or whatever. People thought with his playing style, it probably would have been like Lamar Jackson, the first to do it, or even at the time like a Michael Vick or something like that. Nah, it was Jalen Hurts. Jalen Hurts, the running quarterback, the guy that can throw, the guy that's very smart on the field. He was the guy to do it. But guys with like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, and those guys play style, they just thought, nah, can't do it. You just can't win the Super Bowl like that. But now you got people looking at Jalen Hurts like, maybe if I get a strong leader, a guy who's smart on the field, a guy who can run and pass, maybe we can win the Super Bowl. And like he changed the stigma of that prototype quarterback, of the running quarterback. So look, Spags, again, had to give it up. He tried to mention a lot of other running quarterbacks, but he had to give it up. Like, yo, Jalen Hurts, he's like that. All right, so let's talk about the defense a bit. I want to talk about Zack Baun. Zack Baun, I'm happy he's an Eagle. I'm happy he stayed. But he mentioned something that I haven't really deep dive into. It's about the leadership on the defensive side of the ball. But let's hear Zack Baun talk about leadership.
Into making it your best year.
You have to think about that increased leadership role on sort of a day-to-day basis.
Pretty intentional at this point. It's different for me because obviously I'm a quiet guy. I don't really say much. I kind of keep to myself naturally, and I'm more of a lead by example type guy. But as I'm feeling more comfortable and connecting with the guys in the locker room, I feel way more natural talking to everyone now and really pushing that more vocal leader now.
Are there players from your past who you kind of saw in that role that you're kind of mirroring after now?
I mean, I've had so many leaders. There's so many different types of leadership too. There's the quiet, more reserved, but you still really look up to them. There's the Demario Davis that's going to give you the rah-rah speech. think I'm still trying to figure out who I want to be and how I want to do this. I'm definitely trying to do it my way.
You're still new at
Now you hear him talk about it, what type of leader he want to be. Is he going to be the vocal leader or the quiet leader? It's a new role for him for sure. He used an example of a leader in New Orleans. But I got to say, man, we are missing a lot of like vocal leaders like a Brandon Graham, even a CJ Gardner-Johnson. Yes, I heard what CJ Gardner-Johnson said, that we won't win the Super Bowl without him, but I'm not going to feed into his nonsense. I like Quinyon Mitchell. I like Cooper DeJean. I like Zack Baun, but the vocal leader is somewhat missing. You could say Nolan Smith for sure, but have Nolan Smith hit the point where he could get that respect or command that respect? We will see. I know Nolan Smith can talk a good game. He's very vocal. He could get guys hype, but is he ready for that like full-time role? We will see. And also his play got to be up there too. You can't just be a vocal guy and you're not playing up to a standard. Now, I like how Nolan Smith ended the season, how he played half the season because he wasn't getting as much snaps. But when he got snaps, he went off. So we'll see if Nolan Smith can pick up that torch. I know it's a lot of talk right now. I know Brandon Graham is saying that, but we will see. But again, missing the CJ Gardner-Johnson, Nakobe Dean being hurt, and Brandon Graham retiring, who will be that guy? Because Quinyon's too quiet. I think he's going to be more lead by example. Cooper DeJean too quiet, and they both very young. They going to lead by example. But Zack Baun, this is his first time being in this type of position. Like, yo, you got paid. You got the money. Will you step up and be that leader? Will you step up and get these guys going? Because I give Nakobe Dean a lot of props. Yes, he wasn't the better linebacker between the two, but Nakobe Dean was a very vocal leader who got the linebacker group going, who got the team going. So we will see if Zack Baun can do the same. Because trust me, that matters. Leadership, team, chemistry, that stuff matters. Like talent, you're going to get 10 wins. You're going to be a playoff team for sure, but I don't think you can go as far with just talent. I personally believe you need team chemistry and you need vocal leaders on the team. And when you look at the team right now, especially the defensive side of the ball, very talented, but who's going to be the vocal leader? Who's going to be the guy getting the guys going, especially again with the Nakobe Dean out, with the CJ Gardner-Johnson traded, and the Brandon Graham retired? Who will be the guy? Nolan Smith, again, I know he can step up and be the guy, but who's going to be the guy with him? Jalen Carter, like, he's more of a laid-back guy as hell. Jalen Carter said, Zack Baun, I'll follow you. Even though Jalen Carter is the best guy or player on the defensive side of the ball, it seemed like he need that leadership too, something to get him going. And, hopefully Zack Baun can step into that role very smoothly. All right, so let's get into the last topic. Cam Jurgens. Cam Jurgens not being ranked top 10 by PFF. I think I said this in a video before about Cam Jurgens. I'm saying like Cam Jurgens, the beginning of the season, or at least like half of the season, he definitely struggled. Missed snaps. Him and Jalen Hurts just wasn't on the same page in the beginning of the season, but eventually they got there, and we seen when they start, having their chemistry, getting their stuff right, the team just flowed a lot better. So I always believe like half of the season or like a quarter of the season definitely affected Cam Jurgens' numbers. Whereas though if you look at his numbers, his PFF score is not that great. But I always thought that was because of the beginning of the season. But the way he ended the season, there's a reason why we gave him a contract, because the way he's going, I think he can be better than Jason Kelsey, in my personal opinion. I think he can be that good. I like how he moved. He's bigger than Jason Kelsey. Look, he got the game a lot faster than Jason Kelsey. It took Jason Kelsey some time. There were even points where we almost traded Jason Kelsey, and Stoutland had to step up. Like, nah, he got potential, and I think Cam Jurgens, he'll be just fine. I think Cam Jurgens will be just fine. Eventually, he will be mentioned in that top 10. We talking about now. You'll have 2 full seasons together with him and Jalen Hurts. The chemistry will be right. The snap counts and all that type of stuff, whatever the center do, that will be right. Trust me. So I get why he's not in the top 10 right now, but I think as time go on, he will eventually be mentioned in that top 10 for sure. Cam Jurgens is very talented. Don't let the numbers get you on this one. Watch with your eyes. Watch the beginning of the season, and just watch how the season flowed and how better Cam Jurgens got each and every game. Now, what I have questions about Cam Jurgens is the injuries. He had been hurt, since he been playing. Like, he got hurt at right guard, he got hurt at center, and I know it's football, but the injuries is a big question. It's a big question to me. So that's all I got for you guys today. And hey, man, what do you think? How do you feel? Zack Baun, is he ready to be that leader? I don't know, but we'll see. Also, Cam Jurgens, will he be top 10? And Jalen Hurts get his respect. But this is Eagle Owl, man. I'm out.